Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So the festive seasons are upon us and I wanted to make something fun and cute to celebrate. The idea that I had was to make a modular seasonal decoration that you could customize to fit each season. So at first I was going to make a wreath that hangs over the fireplace, but rather decided to start off with something smaller like a photo frame. I am still planning on making a wreath, but I'll share that at a later stage. So similar to how the wreath is going to look, I made the base of my photo frame out of layered leaf motifs. Some of the leaves I extruded to have flat faces, but the corner leaves I made more 3D. I did this by creating a 3D sketch. I then drew curves in the shape of leaves with the center curve that I moved the middle vertice of to create a 3D wireframe of a leaf. I then used the sketch to create 3D faces using the patch tool and stitched the faces together to create a solid form. As you can see, I made the corner 3D leaves to be separate bodies from the frame body. I then added holes in the frame and the corner leaves so that magnets could be inserted to attach the leaves to the frame. I then modeled a magnetic back piece that could be removed to place a photo in the frame. Then I made a back leg to hold the frame up. Then it came time to make the other 3D elements that would attach to the frame. For the decorative pieces that represent summer and spring, I decided to make purple orchids. To start off, I made the main petals basically using the same method that I used for the 3 leaf shapes. I created a 3D sketch, drew curves, and moved the vertices to create a 3D petal wireframe. I then used the patch tool to create a 3D surface, mirrored the petal to create 2 petals, and turned it into a solid form by using the thicken tool. I then did pretty much the same thing to create the other back petals. Next, I 3D modeled the center petal. To model this, I selected the Create Form tool and started creating the petal by drawing a face. I then added edges to the face so that I could start sculpting and moving the vertices. So I tried my best to recreate the middle petal the way that I modeled it the first time, for the purpose of recording and then showing you how I modeled it, because I don't record when I'm 3D modeling the original designs for the first time. What I do is I finalize the design and then 3D model it again while recording, and then I edit the footage to show the 3D modeling process in a way that's clear and easy to understand. But while I was trying to 3D model this middle petal again, I was unable to recreate what I did the first time, which is why it looks a little different from the petal that I actually ended up using. Once I had a form I was happy with, I made it solid by using the thicken tool. I then joined all the petals together and added a base with a gap for a magnet to be inserted. I then used the scale tool to make one larger orchid for more variety. I then imported the orchid models into my leaf frame project file and started placing the orchids where I wanted them to stick to the frame. Once I was happy with the placement, I then added holes for magnets into the frame and into one of the corner leaves. For fall, I made corner leaves that were orange and yellow, and magnetic pumpkins as the additional decorative elements. Finally, for Christmas, I decided to make corner leaves that had red berries and candy canes as the magnetic decorative elements. Once I was done with 3D modeling, I then 3D printed everything. Assembling everything was pretty simple. I started by inserting all the magnets into the main frame and the corner pieces. At some point I also inserted magnets into the back piece. I then glued the back leg onto the back piece with a decent amount of super glue, or as I recently learned, CA glue. I then assembled the pumpkins by inserting the magnets and gluing the stems onto the bases. Then I glued and inserted the berries into the Christmas corner leaves. Gluing all the candy canes together took a while because each one has 7 segments, but I managed to get the job done, despite having to re-glue some that I attached incorrectly and getting glue on my fingers. If I've learned anything from making stuff, it's that getting super glue on your fingers is inevitable. Here is the final result. Anyway guys, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!